All right, welcome to lesson 2.2 video 4. If you have not watched the first 3 videos for this lesson, please go back and watch them now. Okay, all right. So in the last video, we went through and translated this. We wrote the different numbers and operations or signs on top. So now we need to move those to the bottom and try and solve. Okay. But like I said, plus 14, 3 times x equals 29 doesn't make sense. So I know that I need to move this plus sign between this 14 and my 3 times x. Okay, so I'm going to do 14 first, then my plus sign, because that's what makes sense, right? It's 14, the sum of 14, so it's 14 plus 3 times a number. I'm not going to write 3 times x like that. I'm just going to write 3 x, because we know that when my variable is right next to my number, that's multiplication. So 14 plus 3x, and it tells us that equals 29. Okay, so now we have 14 plus 3x equals 29, and we can solve this problem like we normally would. Okay, we don't have a whole lot of room, so I'll have to move over, but the first thing we want to do is kick out what is not attached to us. This positive 14 is not attached to us. So I need to think about what do I need to do to move that to the other side of the equal sign. And I know that I need to do the opposite operation. Okay. So the opposite of a positive 14 would be a negative 14. So I'm going to subtract both sides of the equal sign by negative 14. So this cancels out. I'm just left with 3x equals, and 29 minus 14 is 15. Okay. I'm going to move this over here. So I have 3x equals 15 now, okay? Now, I need to kick out what is attached to me, my lever. I need to kick them out, so I need to move them across the equal sign. In order to do that, I need to do the opposite operation. I know this 3 is multiplying my x because it's right next to that. The opposite of multiplication would be division, so I'm going to divide both sides by 3, okay? So 3 divided by 3 is 1, so that cancels out. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So my final answer would be x equals 5. See, we translated this into an equation, and then we solved that equation. Okay. So now let's do the same thing for example 2b. All right. So it says the difference. So if we were to go back to our notes, we'd notice the difference means minus. So the difference of 4 times a number. So 4 times, let's use n this time to be a little different. 4 times a number minus 10 equals 14. Is 14 is the same as equals 14. So we don't really need to have the difference if it already says minus. Let's just go ahead and cross that out. We don't need to know that if it already says 4 times a number minus 10 is 14. Okay. I don't need to keep it as 4 times n minus 10 equals 14 though. I'm going to write it like we would normally see it, which is 4n. Okay. Instead of 4 times n, if I put 4 right next to n, I know that 4 is multiplying by n. Okay. 4n minus 10 equals 14. Okay. So I know the first thing I need to do is kick out who is not attached to me. In that case, that is this minus 10 that is not attached to my variable. So that's what I need to move to the other side of the equal sign first. And in order to do that, I need to do the opposite operation. So the opposite of a minus 10 would be a plus 10. So I'm going to do plus 10 on both sides of the equal sign. Okay. Negative 10 plus 10 is 0, so those cancel out. I'm left with 4n equals, and 14 plus 10 is 24. Okay. I'm going to move this over here so I have a little more space. I have 4n equals 24. So now I need to kick out this 4 that is attached to my n because I need to get my n by itself. Okay. I know that my 4, if it's right next to my n, is multiplying that n. The opposite of multiplication would be division. So I need to divide both sides by 4. Remember, anytime we want to move something across the equal sign, we have to do the opposite operation. And in this case, the opposite of this 4 multiplying the n would be division. The opposite of multiplication is division. Okay, so we divide both sides by the number that's multiplying my variable. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. That cancels out. So I have n. I bring down my equals sign. 24 divided by 4 is 6. Okay. So this one is n equals 6. All right. Stay tuned. There will be a homework help video coming next. Okay. Thank you.